Hey folks, it is Monday, December 27th. The time is around 1:07 p.m. and the temperature is around -2 degrees Celsius. And I am here at Christie Pits Park. And as you can see, it is snowing right now. And this is actually the third snowfall video I'm recording in a row today. And for this one, I'm just going to walk along Bloor Street West here and head east through the Koreatown and Annex neighborhoods. And there's a snow-covered plaque. And I think that one gives some info about the Christie Pits riots that once occurred here. And there's the tiger that lights up at night, and that's a look north up Christie Street. And I used to live just up that way. And it looks like I'll be walking into the wind, and my windproof umbrella just blew inside out. That's the second time it's ever done that. The last time I did it, I was recording a video in the rain with Ken from the Ken Continuum channel. And a big chunk of snow just went straight into my eyeball. There is the Poop Cafe. There's a lot of people waiting to get in. I was thinking maybe I'll cross over to the south side at some point. Yesterday was Boxing Day and there were quite a few people out. And today is understandably a lot quieter than that. And with this rock climbing gym, it used to be a movie theater, which later became an adult movie theater. Now it's a fitness facility. There's PAT. This is one of the most recorded neighborhoods on this channel. It's also one of my favorite in the city. And I ate at this place not too long ago. There you can get the famous walnut cakes. Ironically, this was the last neighborhood I lived in before I moved to Korea for a stint that would last 5.5 years. And a lot of Koreans told me that this neighborhood kind of has the look and feel of what you would have found in a big city in Korea back in the 70s to early 80s. That was there, every building was covered in shiny neon and LED signs. there's actually a surprising amount of neon still in use, which are quite expensive and consume a lot of gas or electricity. Well, I guess gas too, that's what they're filled with. Maybe when I get to the Annex, I'll cross to the south side of Bloor. And here's Palmerston. That's one of the nicest residential streets in the city, according to me. Specifically, the stretch south of here between Bloor and College. There's Snakes and Lattes. That's a board game cafe. And they used to have a different version called Snakes and Lagers that was licensed, but I think they're all just licensed now and they're all called Snakes and Lattes. And the snow seems to have let up a fair bit, but the wind hasn't. I've been singing the praises of this Rappel windproof umbrella for quite a while, and here it is failing me. Although it certainly lasted a lot longer than any other umbrella I've had. I would have known, I would have done this walk in the other direction rather than walking into the wind and snowfall. I was also smart enough to wear my gloves for the last one. I didn't wear them on the first walk, and I'm not wearing them now. And we're at Bathurst and Bloor. Maybe I'll slide a glove on my left hand here. This is the new Mervish Village development where Honest Ed's used to be. Gonna fish out a glove. I'll give the camera a wipe. Yeah, it looks like my battery is falling quite a bit. The joys of recording in the snow or in the cold. There we go. Got a glove on the umbrella hand. The camera hand shall suffer. And that dog looks a lot like the dog I was looking after yesterday. I had a Woodle named Charlie staying with me. And I should mention I'm now in the Annex neighborhood. And Charlie appeared on a live stream I did on my second channel last night. There's a link to that channel in the description. I think Charlie was a bit of a hit on the live stream. I took him back this morning to his owner, and I took back the rental car. I also signed a form saying there'd be no pets in the rental car. Oops. But he didn't shed, and I laid a blanket down. And this used to be a Second Cup, and there's a Second Cup sign there. And it turned into a Pico, and now it's nothing. And the cafes across the street have also closed down. This used to be a hot spot to just kind of hang out. See a lot of students here with their laptops and books. And I think the restaurant here at the front of Lee's Palace has changed a number of times. It was originally the Fat Bastard Burrito. There you could pick up items from IKEA and Walmart, I think. And Sushi on Bloor used to be in a 2-floor location just off to the east of here. So the Annex from east to west runs between Bathurst to Avenue Road and Queen's Park. Or rather, that would be west to east. But you get the idea. There's a look at the Future Bistro, and this is Brunswick Avenue. And this is Major Street. I wonder what is moving into there, coming soon. Kind of a knockoff Pac-Man logo. And this is Robert Street, and then just after this is Spadina, and that's where you'll find Spadina Station. That's roughly the midway point of the Annex. This is a one-way street, and no cars or bikes are coming up. So what I think I'll do is I'll just continue east over to St. George Station. That'll almost be the edge of the annex. Used to be a place called Greg's Ice Cream here. And Greg's used to be located across from the ROM. And they've been a staple in the annex, but they are no longer. I think that closed down before the pandemic. And here we are at Spadina Avenue. Well, Spadina Avenue to the south, Spadina Road to the north. And that'll lead you right up to the base of Casa Loma, pretty much. And then Spadina will briefly come to an end. And you can take a little detour and recontinue. Just north of there. So the next few snowfalls I'll try to get out and break away from downtown. Since that's 3 today that take place in downtown, well, at least half of this one did. Although I'll probably go tackle Yonge Street when we get a big snowstorm. There's UTS. I think that's a prep school. It used to be independent, and then they were affiliated with U of T, and recently their contract was up, and they were facing independence again. And then U of T re-upped their agreement, and they're proceeding to extensively renovate the property. And here's the street that is a bit of a running joke, Huron Street. I've said numerous times I want to do a video on Huron Street, and I've only ever featured bits and pieces of it. One of these days I'll go all the way across. I like how that driver just assumed I would wait for them. So this walk is going along line 2. I started right near Christie Station, and we've passed Bathurst Station and Spadina Station. And just up here at St. George is the western entrance to St. George Station, but I'll head over to the Bedford Road entrance. And there's people in Guyubi. Some awesome barbecue there. And the Bathurst Museum. I have not been there in a very long time. In fact, I've only ever been there twice. So to the south of here is the University of Toronto St. George campus, hence St. George Street. And it looks like my camera battery is right down. Oh, good thing this is a shorter walk. It should be able to hold up for me to get to Bedford Road. As always, if it dies, it dies. This is the A camera. I recorded my first walk with this one. And then the second walk I recorded with the backup camera. And then I thought, since this will be a short one, I'd go back to the good one. Probable by the end of winter I'll end up with another one. And Varsity Stadium is just coming up on the right. There's a dome over the plane surface, but often you'd get a nice view of the skyline from here. But you really wouldn't be able to see anything on a day like this anyways. And you can see the Royal Ontario Museum straight ahead. All right, I've got another idea. Rather than go to St. George, let's do all of the Annex, and I'll pop into Museum Station. This walk is on the shorter side, and I do have a little bit of battery to spare.
I saw them fence one.
And coming up is Philosopher's Walk on the right. Then just east of here, you'll find yourself in the Yorkville neighborhood. There's the Michael Lee Chin crystal, which I think they ultimately ended up cheaping out on. I think the original materials were much nicer. And it was supposed to cover more of the building instead of just this section along Bloor Street here. And they've had issues with falling ice and that sort of thing. And I think that's why there's a gate in front of this area here, blocking it off. It seems to be open today. I think these people are heading into the ROM. And here we are at Queen's Park and Bloor Street. Although just to the north of Bloor, Queen's Park becomes Avenue Road. And this would be a rather nice walk to make in the snow down Queens Park and University Avenue. And here's one of the neatest downtown subway stations, museum. And just to the south of here is Queens Park and the Provincial Legislative Assembly. I'm just gonna fold up my umbrella and shove it in my pocket. Oops, sorry about that. I'll get out my transit pass. And I think after this I'm gonna put my feet up for the rest of the day. All right, it looks like the next train will be southbound. And on that note, I hope you enjoyed this walk. Oh, it's a northbound train. I'll go southbound anyways and just ride the whole way up to Eglinton. And as I was saying, I hope you enjoyed this wintry snow walk from Koreatown, starting at Christie Pits, heading east along Bloor Street West and through the Annex neighborhood to here at Museum Station. If you wish to support the channel, there's links to Patreon and YouTube channel membership in the description. I have an Instagram account. There's a link to PayPal. And I have merch at strideswag.com. All right, thanks for watching, and I shall catch you on the next one.
Line 1, towards Finch. Please stand clear of the doors.